Hi, Gina here, and welcome to my very first video for ColourArte Video Design Team. Today I'm creating a very special project. It's a mixed media project, painting that I did for my Wings for Stephanie series. In this project, or mixed media artwork, I used the following supplies. There will be a list at the end of this as well. So your first step is to cover the canvas board with tissue. I used the Tim Holtz with Mod Podge. And for this one I used the matte instead of the glossy because the paints I'm going to use are already real brilliant. I didn't really want to add extra gloss to it. And this part is just like wrapping a gift, except with glue instead of tape. If you have too much paper like I did, then you just snip off the edges there, the corners, and then fold them in. In this project I did a lot of color layering with the paints, the different types of paints that ColourArte has to offer. I thought was perfect for this project, and you will see as I begin. So in this part I was trying out the paint alone before putting anything else down because I wanted to see how translucent it was, and it's very translucent, as you can see. It really is a beautiful paint that, because it's an acrylic glaze, it is translucent and you can see right through the background. But I decided that I felt that the background was too overpowering. I wanted to tone it down. So here I'm applying gesso, and just with a little napkin, paper towel, I'm just wiping it on to give a whitewash look. Now I'm adding the glaze in rusty mauve, sorry, rustic rose for this layer of color. Now I'm going to add some primary elements in Golden Monarch to the wings of the butterfly. And just a little bit of water to fix it better, and then I just added another layer of the rustic rose. Here I'm adding some warm gray to the body just to have it go with when I add the touches of warm gray. Right now I'm using this ColourArte Silks acrylic glazes. And now I'm going to use the vintage mint, very beautiful soft mint green. For this piece I wanted it to look very soft, very heavenly. This is a piece I'm creating for a series that I've been working on for my cousin Stephanie's passing of cancer. It's called Wings for Stephanie. This is a series I've been working on, and so this is the last piece of that series, and so it's called The Peace, for her being in peace now. And so I wanted the colors to represent the heavenly color scheme, you know, soft colors, and just, you know, in a more gentle, you know, mood here. The other pieces I did were more dark and bright colors, and it was about her battle with cancer. And this is the last phase of her battle, that she's now in peace. So I'm just adding more washes of color, and that's what I love about the silks. they just layer really nicely. And so here now I'm spritzing on the ColourArte's Radiant Rain Shimmering Mist and Teal Zircon. And these are really, really cool because they're the like liquid form of the Twinkling H2Os. And so now I'm adding some water to create what I call the drip effect. Some people call it drippage. I like to call it the drip effect. And what happens is it kind of mingles with the whatever other colors it runs into. It just gives a very awesome glazy and sparkly look. And it's going to even look better now that I'm going to add the Golden Monarch, the primary elements in the Golden Monarch. I put the drops of it in the dry and then adding water. And then it's going to mix with the Radiant Rain's Shimmering Mist that I had sprayed before. So it's going to mingle together with that and give a real cool effect. And this is something I like to do with a lot of my work. So now I'm going to work on painting the butterflies and the accents. These are really beautiful laser cut chipboard pieces by Gina's Designs. I chose the butterfly. This butterfly is mainly to represent my cousin, her spirit. She was very social, and she loved to be a part of planning events such as a family reunion that's actually going on today. And here I'm rubbing on the Golden Monarch primary elements to give it more of a metallic look to it, and it rubs on really nicely. And if you could excuse my fingers, I had just finished an art piece for a client. It was a custom piece, and those are the colors that are stuck on my fingers. Now those are the other pieces from Gina's Designs that it was from her border sticks lace package, and I just got a couple of extra pieces from that just, to use as accents. For this piece, I'm not heavily embellishing it. I just wanted to add a few, just a little bit. I want to keep it very soft, very just a very peaceful, soft look. I didn't want it overdone with embellishments. And now I'm going to add another layer of colors with the ColourArte's Twinkling H2Os. You first add water to activate them, which I did. And now I'm going to add the colors Dreams, Bloom, and Fuzzy Peach for more of the drip effect. So if you want your colors to be very vibrant and very dark, I would suggest spraying them like in the beginning before you even start, and it'll be very, very rich in color. I didn't do that because I forgot, to be honest. But it still works really great. As you can see, the colors from me just spraying them and barely stirring it around to activate it still gave good pigmentation there. And I put these colors on the wings of the butterfly and had it dripping down. A lot of things that I'm doing on here are very symbolic. The dripping in the teal zircon and also in the pinks, representing all the tears that we cried for her when she passed away. So it has hidden meaning, but it also has a beautiful look to it as well. I don't like to do very, very depressing work or anything. I always like to create with joy. When this piece was done with joy, because I enjoyed using the ColourArte products, but I had meaning in everything I was doing with this. And I was painting from my heart. This is actually going to be a gift from my godparents, who are her parents. Okay, so here I'm just finishing letting it drip down, and after it dries, Now I'm going to be lightly sketching the wing out, freehanding it with my AquaSketch pencil. Now these pencils I bought, I was lucky, I found them one time, believe it or not, at the 99-cent store, a whole box of them, and I've had them for years, and I don't even know if they sell these anymore, because I bought them, I would say about 7 years ago at least. So with this pencil, it's really awesome. You draw whatever you want to draw, and then you use a wet brush, and it makes it like a paint, and it makes it also permanent. It just stays right on there. And I love it because you can also erase, like if you mess up. But once it dries, it is permanent. So now I'm going to add another layer of color with the Radiant Gels, Dimensional Paint, and Copper Pearls for the wing. Now this is very translucent like the other paints, like the silks, but it's a little bit more thicker, so you can add dimension while you're painting with this. I'm using a scruffy brush to put in some texture as I paint it on there, but I'm kind of letting it still be smooth for this first layer. I love using multiple layers and making things, especially when they're see-through, translucent. I like them to see through to the bottom. So like now I'm adding some white to add more, like, you know, so you can see that this is the wing. And then I'm adding this acrylic gloss medium. And this is going to help keep the white paint stay translucent somewhat, but some of it will still be like regular titanium white mixed in there. Okay, so now I'm going to add more detailing now that it dried. I made sure to keep the word memory clear, not adding no paint over it, because memory really stood out to me, that it was right where it was, and so I circled that as well with the pencil. And now I'm just making more definition in the wings, or the wing, sorry. And now I'm going to add another layer of the Radiant Gels, but this time I'm adding it a little bit more like more textury, kind of a little bit of feathery look. I am working on trying to get better lighting, so please excuse the lighting of this video. And I wish I really could paint this fast. This is of course sped up, because if I did it in regular time, it would take forever. It was like about it was over half an hour long, my video footage of this. And then of course, I just want to point out, a lot of times when you see me switching colors, I did clean my brushes. It's just I'm not going to show all that on the video. Okay, so here's a little bit of close-up of how the wing has some texture to it. So now I'm going to add the embellishments that I chose for this piece. Using Aleene's Tacky glue, I'm putting a Prima flower, and then I'm adding the little accents to the outside of it, kind of like if it was leaves. So now the lighting on this part was because now it's daytime. The other one was from the night, so excuse that please. It's a little bright light on the side there. So now I'm going to handwrite the word peace with the AquaSketch pencil again. And there I'm erasing a part that I added too thick of a line. So this pencil is really awesome because it lets you take care of things like that. As long as it doesn't dry, it's really cool. You can play and take off some extra, like there I'm taking off the extra. I'm adding a little bit more detail to the letter P. Okay, so just gonna add more detailing with the pencil before I add the last layer of color on the wing. So there I'm just adding more depth and darkening the lines, defining it more. I do love to use the AquaSketch pencil. You will see it in a lot of my work, and I wish I could tell you where to get it. Like I said, it was a lucky find. So here now I'm adding the Radiant Rain Daubers in Solar Gold, which I love that color, just so beautiful. I love all these colors. It was really hard for me to choose the right colors, but these all felt like the right colors for this look I wanted for this piece. So now with my fingers I'm just spreading it around. Thank you for watching. Here is a list of what I use, and you can also look down below. Have a nice day. Creatively yours, Gina.